Breaking news, Bags, your Mets have landed choose a large physical creature of this Major League Baseball free agency, man. Max Scherzer, the breaking news is that the Mets have a 3-year deal with free agent starting pitcher Max Scherzer, not only the best pitcher on the market, but he's still one of the best pitchers in the game at 37 years old. $130 million over 3 years. You're the Mets fan? Just give me your reaction here, man. This is Rapid Reaction brought to you by Professional Fire Restoration.
I'm the Mets fan, so immediately a few things go through my head. First of all, it's not my money. Don't care about the money. Second of all, he's really good, like you said. He gives us a really good chance to win more baseball games, and more importantly, if and when you get to the postseason, have greater success there, right? That's the whole point. We talk about how important starting pitching is when you get to the postseason, because this is a guy who can go win you 1, maybe 2 games in a series, right? So imagine pairing him with Jacob deGrom and however else you want to fill out the rest of this rotation. You now have an incredible 1-2 punch that during the regular season, you've got stoppers in there, okay? If you're on a little bit of a losing streak, you got a guy who can come in and stop that. You've got guys who can get a winning streak going for you when they pitch back-to-back. And most importantly, you've got a big 1-2 punch in the playoffs. So from all those perspectives, I love it. I just hate Max Scherzer as a Mets fan.
Hold that thought. We want to get your thoughts as well as you watch us on the News Channel 13 Facebook and Twitter pages. Again, this is Honorado and Bagnardi's Rapid Reaction presented by Professional Fire Restoration. Hang on.
This Honorado and Bagnardi Rapid Reaction is presented by Professional Fire Restoration.
All right, Bags. So you say you hate Max Scherzer, but we've all been there where you hate the guy because he isn't on your team, but we all say, boy, you'd love him if he was on your team. I remember when Bryce Harper was entering free agency, I thought, Atlanta, go throw a ton of money at that guy. Can't stand him, but I want him on my team. Now, in retrospect, the World Series champs didn't need Bryce Harper. All is good in Atlanta. But this is one of those deals where if I'm a Mets fan, I don't know that I love the financials of it. $43 million, more than that, $43 million a year for a guy who's 37 and will turn 38 in the middle of next season. But I love it from this perspective. Steve Cohen is in. And it goes back to the Francisco Lindor deal. We may not agree with every move he makes, but he's going to be uber aggressive. He's not going to say, we can't do that because it's going to cost us too much. Steve Cohen.
Where's Syndergaard then? Where's Syndergaard?
Now, wait a minute. When was the last time Syndergaard gave you anything really good on the mound? That was a shrewd business move to not give Syndergaard $20+ million a year because he's a health liability. Scherzer is a bulldog, man. He is out there every single turn in his rotation. He was 7-0 with the Dodgers after they traded for him from the Nationals. He was a big reason that LA was as good as they were until they weren't. But you would take Scherzer over Syndergaard any day of the week, wouldn't you? Come on now.
Yeah, of course I would. But if the money doesn't matter and you're all in, why not have the big 3 there? Why not start with him and then back it up with this money? I mean, look, I understand
who's to say Stroman couldn't still be part of it here, right? Wouldn't you rather have Stroman than Syndergaard?
No, I don't think I would. Not a healthy Syndergaard. Yeah. But look, I'm not gonna rag on. Yes, you are correct. He is, at least for the most part, all in, and he's willing to go out and spend the big money to get the big names. Now, obviously, it's got to work out. Lindor hasn't worked out, and that's not Steve Cohen's fault. That's Lindor's fault first and foremost, and then maybe some others involved there. But yeah, you can't put that on him. It's gotta pan out. So I like the move. I'm excited about it. I don't love Max Scherzer, but I think that it obviously it makes us a lot better, and he's going to be exciting to watch. And he's going to put butts in seats in Citi Field, right? I mean, that's the job. Go out there and win, and go out there and sell tickets. And I think this move helps accomplish both fronts of that.
I mean, Scherzer and Syndergaard 1-2, top of the rotation here.
You mean DeGrom?
Oh my gosh, you got me on Syndergaard here. Scherzer and
Yeah.
DeGrom, thank you. Props to our guy John Conwell in the graphics department. Welcome to New York. Here it is. His career numbers. The 3 Cy Youngs jump out at you right away. Look at the WAR. This is over his career. Now, when he's really good, obviously he's better than that. But you're talking about 5.5 wins a season is the difference here for a starting pitcher of Max Scherzer's caliber, Bags. This is a big deal. And look, uh, I'll save my Braves point of view for the moment. This is a big deal, man. If I gave the Mets another 5.5 wins next season simply by adding Max Scherzer, do you take that in a heartbeat?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. There's no question that, unless he gets hurt, this is a good move. It's a good decision, and he is the kind of guy who you'd be shocked if it didn't pan out. If he stayed healthy and he just didn't perform, right? That's not him.
Although age becomes a factor at some point, doesn't it? He's 37, like I said, going to be 38 July of next year.
It does, but he, like you said, man, he's just a bulldog. He's a workhorse. He would have to really drop off. I mean, even if you get 85% of what we're used to with Scherzer, it's still worth the money, still a really good move, and you still have maybe the best 1-2 punch in baseball, right? I mean, if DeGrom is arguably the best pitcher in baseball, now you had a guy like Scherzer there. How do you get better than that at the top of the rotation?
And I know they won the World Series, but do you fear the Braves? They won 88 games last year. Okay. I'll say this too. This move, as somebody who roots for a different team in your division, doesn't scare me. It doesn't worry me. I don't now look at the Mets and say, well, boy, they just have vaulted themselves to the top of the division. Now Vegas will place them as the favorites because that's a reactionary move, and that's fine. But I don't look at the Mets now and say, yes, they are definitely the team to beat in the NL East. I really like 2 moves here, the Starling Marte move and obviously the Scherzer move. But until I see Lindor hit, until I see Nimmo healthy for a full season, until I see Alonso kind of do it consistently, until I see a bullpen, Bags, that is relied upon, I don't know. This division still feels like, it's a little bit of an arms race here, and the Mets are doing all they can to win it. I still don't feel confidently today saying, yes, Team X is definitely going to win the NL East. Do you?
No, I don't. And like I said, I still fear Atlanta. They're the world champs. They really proved something throughout the course of this postseason, and we'll see what they look like when they take the field on opening day. But I mean, they're going to be close enough to what they were, and either way, it's a championship caliber team. It's a well-run organization. They've got their stuff together at the moment. So no, I do fear them. I wouldn't put the Mets on top because look, you can do all the great pitching you want. Ask Jacob deGrom how it works if you don't score him any runs. So yes, I think the Mets have what should be a decent lineup on paper, but I thought that last year, and this team was a big letdown last year. So this is the kind of move that definitely puts you in a prime winning spot. If you go, it's like this takes you the rest of the way from being close, but I don't know that they were close anyway. So they still have work to do to get sort of to the top of the mountaintop, where then this can put you over it, because now you've got somebody who, like I said, can go out there and win you a game or 2 in a playoff series backed up with Jacob deGrom. I mean, you're very, very tough to beat. I would fear the Mets more in a playoff series than I would as a division opponent over the long haul of the regular season.
Okay. Yes. I think I would absolutely agree with that. Before I get into some of the numbers here, which are historic, the way this deal is done, shout out to our guy DJ at Professional Fire Restoration, the partnership we have here on Honorado and Bagnardi. When something breaks in the world of sports, Bags and I pop on here and react to it, give you the opportunity to do so as well in real time. 43.3 is roughly what we're getting at here. $43.3 million a year. It shatters the previous record for an annual average salary, and that was Gerrit Cole's 36. I mean, not even close. Completely different neighborhoods these guys are living in here. And Cole was more years, 7, right? This is 3, but you look at the age, obviously, is a huge factor for that. but 43, I mean, the money that has been thrown around just recently now in baseball, with everybody rushing to get a deal done before the labor dispute really hits its peak at December 1st or 2nd, the money that was thrown around here in the last, say, 4 or 5 days, man, it's silly. And now 43 million a year. I mean, these are becoming NBA salaries, Bags. It's crazy.
Yeah, for a guy who's going to play once every 5 days. I mean, that's the other part of it. I get it. A starting pitcher, an ace, I get their value on a team, right? I understand that, but they don't play every day, right? Wouldn't you rather have, if you could go out on any given year, go out and get the best position player available or the best starting pitcher, I'd rather have that position player all the time because it's a guy who's going to be there day in and day out and gives you an impact in every single game, a chance to win every single day as opposed to once every 5 days. But again, this all really comes down to the postseason. I just don't know that the Mets are good enough to get there, everything else being equal. Now, this is another way to look at this is this really does help you if you're close at the end of the season, if you're in that wild card situation, because now you've got a guy who can go out there and pitch in the wild card game, and then you got an ace to go in game 1 of the playoff series, right? Or if you wind up in a tiebreaker and then have to play a wild card game, having those two guys, it really is an advantage in very specific scenarios, sure, but if it comes into play and you have that, what an advantage it is.
Adam, echoing what you said, Bags, Braves are fundamentally sound. Yeah, and he means Smoltz. He did correct himself. He means Smoltz, Maddox, Glavine. They aren't there now, but when you have, Anderson, hopefully Soroka, Fried, I mean, those are 3 really solid building blocks in the rotation. Oh, by the way, Charlie Morton. I mean, it's a good team that Atlanta still has. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm downplaying my own squad, but they are unfinished at this point, right? They've done nothing this offseason, and there are a lot of factors in play here. Freddie Freeman is the biggest chip of them all, but do they bring back Soler, Rosario, Duvall, Peterson? What do they do about that outfield until Acuna is healthy come the end of May or maybe even early June? So it's an interesting division. I think it's the Mets and the Braves right now.
Do you think the Mets are done?
No, I don't. I don't know. Is Stroman still going to be in play? Do they have the money to go after a guy like Robbie Ray? What will they do with the bullpen? No, I don't think the Mets are done at all, man. I really don't. Maybe, well, unless they go for a Stroman or a Ray, maybe the big deals are done. Look, they've filled the outfield. They have their center fielder now, and I think you like Marte over the option of Conforto. I mean, starting Marte is a really, really good player. They are going for it, man. They are in. When you look at the age of some of the guys they brought in, the Mets are saying we want to try to win this thing in the next 2 or 3 years, tops.
Yeah, and they have to because they know part of this too is your DeGrom window is not going to be open forever.
Correct.
And he's not going to be the most dominant player on the planet forever. He might not be anymore. I mean, who knows? You don't know how it's ever going to go. But if he is anywhere near normal Jacob deGrom and Scherzer is anywhere near normal Scherzer, it's exciting to think about what the Mets can do this year. And as a fan, what do? We always get excited. And I got this for the podcast because you show my Santa delivered an early present this year for the Metsies. And it's a guy I can't stand. But what are you going to do? Now you got to root for him.
Oh, you will root for him, all right. There's no doubt about that. There it is, 3 years, $130 million. It's more per year than any baseball player has ever received. Crazy. And it may just shift the landscape of the National League East, where the reigning World Series champs reside. Scherzer to the Mets, just about a done deal here. They've already done the particulars of the physical and all that stuff. So these numbers that they've agreed upon may change, but the fact that Max Scherzer is going to wear a Mets uniform next year, that will not change. That's going to happen in 2022. Will we have baseball in 2022 is really the big question. Could you imagine all of these free agent deals get done? Every fan is so hyped for what their team has done to bring on guys, and then we have this labor dispute that doesn't get settled.
My other concern is, too, you bring them in, don't baby them. I mean, the way the game is managed now, they baby these starting pitchers, and it's going to have them on a strict pitch count, or it's the 5th inning and we're winning. Maybe we take him out. No, I want to see this guy play. You said it. He's a workhorse. Let him go out there on his given day to pitch and let him pitch, please.
Yep. I'm with you 100%, man. And as Adam pointed out, too, the Rangers are making big moves. Yeah, they are. Are they going to be the team that gets Corey Seager? They were paid Marcus Semien a ton of money over 7 years, and they're talking about going after a guy like Seager to then play Semien at second base. So a lot going on, and it's going to be a very active 48 hours here, because teams want to get this stuff in writing before December 1st.
Right.
So we'll see. Does Freddie Freeman sign with the Braves before Wednesday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know if it's before Wednesday, but I think he'll be there. Yes, he'll be okay. I'm going to say yes. It gets done.
Is he the next biggest name in free agency right now? Now that Scherzer's done, or do you look at the Correas, Seagers, Stories?
Those guys, to me, they're all kind of in the same pot. I would put Freeman a little bit above them. I think it depends on the need of the team too. There are certain teams where one of those guys will be more valuable than the other just because. But no, I think Freeman's at the top of that list for me.
I think there's also the foregone conclusion that he's just going to end up back in Atlanta, which I'm not ready to be all in on, right? Like, I'm a little nervous that something weird is going to happen here. We don't know with Correa, Seager, and Story. Those guys are likely not going back to their teams.
Are the Yankees going to make a big splash here?
Got to do something, man.
Got to do something. You're the New York.
You said it early on. You thought it'd be Story.
Yeah. No, Seager, I said. But look, they got to do something. It's the New York Yankees, and we're sitting here talking about the Mets making the big splash so far. That's not good if you're across town. That's not good for the Yanks.
Well, this maybe lights a fire. We'll see.
Good.
Yankees did lose Corey Kluber as well. He was a free agent. He signed a 1-year deal with the Rays for $8 million. So the Yanks have work to do. They will do something big. And maybe it is the Mets, like I said, lighting that fire, causing them to spend a little money. The tree is up, man. It looks good. My tree's up as well.
Yep, I see that.
Distance. Very nice. Yep, we're ready to go for Christmas, man.
Yeah, here, let's bring in Jerry here. Will Max Scherzer Day be the same as Bobby Bonilla? It is a lot of money. He's going to get it a little sooner than Bobby, bro.
What's Bobby Bo? July 1st every year?
Yeah, we pay him, what is it, $1 million, right? $1 million on the nose?
Yeah, so make Scherzer December 1st.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, 6 months apart, whatever it is. Yeah.
As long as, I'll tell you what, I'd rather have another Bobby Bonilla day than another Harvey day. Okay? So let's stick with that if we're Scherzer.
Yeah, let's
I'll pay him forever. I don't need another Dark Knight.
Enough with the nicknames. Okay, just he already has the Terminator thing going with the 2 different colored eyes.
He's a wild man too, isn't he? He is just wild. He'll be the first. I remember when the Mets were ripping shirts off on the walk-offs. They get that going again. He'd be out there. Guys would be naked by the time he gets done.
I'm surprised you hate him the way you do. I get it because he was with the Nationals, but you hate him
too much. He's too much. It will annoy me even on my like Stroman.
No, it won't.
Me.
No, it won't.
It will.
This is different than Stroman. The antics are not at the same level.
It's different, but it's the same level of annoyance of like, okay, just chill out. Like,
and Scherzer's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner. Stroman is his name is bigger than his resume.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But celebrate like I'm going to see it in the playoffs. I'll celebrate with him. I'm not going nuts when he gets a inning-ending strikeout in the 6th in July against the Padres or something,
Are you picking the Mets to win the division right now?
Today, no. Maybe before the season I will, depending on how things shake out. But today, no.
Will you put money on the Mets to win the World Series?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Scherzer, the Mets is done. Bags, does that get you a day off from work?
No.
You and our news director will be, breaking this thing down dollar by dollar, day by day.
No, he's going to be very excited. He'll be as excited as if we had like 5 flurries of snow. That's how excited he'll be.
I got some flurries out the window right now.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's here, man. It is here.
All right. Well, congrats to you and your Mets and landing Max Scherzer, and making life more difficult on my team in the coming years.
Yeah. Call me in June. We'll see where we are.
All right, everybody. This is Honorado and Bagnardi. This is Rapid Reaction presented by Professional Fire Restoration. And when news breaks in the world of sports, Bags and I are here to break it down. Catch us on Thursday mornings right here on the News Channel 13 Facebook and Twitter pages, 10 a.m. every Thursday. We'll be joined by actor and comedian Michael Rappaport, rabid Knicks fan.
I know.
And a Nets hater. This is going to be fun this week.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Check us out Thursday morning, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you then.